In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can determine if you have a brown recluse spider infestation inside of your home. So why would you even need to know if you have a brown recluse spider infestation inside of your home? Well, it's because brown recluse spiders are a very unique species of spider, and there are three main reasons why you need to make sure these spiders are not inside of your home. The first and primary reason that we care so much about these spiders is because these spiders have a venomous bite, and that's not unique to brown recluse spiders. Actually, almost every spider has a venomous bite, but these spiders in particular, their venom is very strong and in some cases can cause very severe reactions when they bite humans. I'm not going to show on the screen any of these reactions for brown recluse spider bites. You can search that on your own time, but it can be quite gruesome. So that's definitely what we want to avoid primarily. The second reason why these spiders are such a big issue is because, frankly, they are very common spiders. They're found almost throughout the whole country. And the third main reason why we need to make sure that there are no brown recluse spiders inside of your home is because these species of spiders are considered pests. And that means that they can infest your home at a very rapid pace. And I've seen homes with hundreds and hundreds of individual brown recluse spiders inside of them. And once you get these spiders inside your home, it is actually quite difficult to get rid of them quickly. So if you can keep them out of your home just altogether in the first place, you won't have to spend a bunch of time and money trying to get rid of them. But luckily for you, you have found this video where I'm going to tell you all of the knowledge I have of brown recluse spiders for absolutely free. I recommend you doing this experiment inside of your home, even if you don't think you have brown recluse spiders. It's just a great pest control exercise in general. Doing this experiment will help show you what other creepy crawlies are just randomly crawling around your house that you probably don't even know about. What I'm going to show you how to do today is how to properly use these glue boards to monitor pest populations inside of your home. Now, some people call these sticky traps. All it is a piece of cardboard with glue on it, and whenever little spiders and insects run across these, they get stuck on them and can't get off. I know a lot of people think that glue boards are inhumane, and I never recommend using these to control things like mice, but if it's just a little bug or spider, I think these are really great tools. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. It's a very quick and simple thing, but it's actually really easy to mess up. So luckily for you, I'm just going to show you exactly how to do it with my professional opinions. And at the end of this video, after we complete this experiment, we are actually going to count the number of brown recluse spiders that we catch on this sticky board. And I'm going to tell you what amount of spiders that you catch is an okay and tolerable amount of spiders to find around your home. And I'm going to tell you what numbers you need to avoid. And if you have more spiders than this inside of your home, then I recommend getting a professional treatment done because you probably have a brown recluse spider infestation. Okay, so the first step is to buy some of these glue boards via the internet or any kind of home improvement store. You need to buy these cardboard ones, guys. Don't get the thick, gooey ones. Those are not going to work properly. You need the thin, cardboard looking ones. Once you buy them, you're going to set them up in each room in strategic locations. I'm about to show you exactly how to do that. And after you set them up, you're going to wait 3 weeks, and then you're going to count the number of spiders that you have caught on your glue board. So here is exactly how to do it. It seems quite simple, and you may want to skip this part of the video, but please don't, because it is extremely easy to mess up. So once you purchase these glue boards, they're going to have dotted lines. As you can see on this glue board, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 dotted lines. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold along the dotted lines where the sticky part of the glue board becomes concave. And you're going to fold it on each of these lines. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Then you're going to peel off this covering layer. Now, please don't peel off the covering layer and then try to fold it. It's going to be much more difficult, and you're going to get these things stuck on your hand like I have done plenty of times before. Then, with this special, super technologically advanced tab here, you're going to put them together, and it's going to form a box of stickiness. Then, you're going to place each one of these boxes against the wall. I'm about to show you exactly how to do that in each of the main rooms in your house. Now, you don't need to worry about putting these in rooms like a pantry, a closet, a laundry room, any kind of small room. Just skip over that room. You want to put one in each bedroom, one in each bathroom, one in the living room, one in the kitchen, and if you have a really big dining room, you can put one in there too. You also need to save a couple to put in the attic area. Brown recluse spiders, if they are infesting your home, they almost always love living in the attic area. They like hot and they like dry areas. So once you get a glue board set up, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find your pet dog or cat, and you're going to show them the glue board. You're going to put it on top of their head and say, "Here, kitty, that is a glue board. Please do not get stuck in it. They are very sticky, and you'll have a very bad time if you get that stuck on you." For the most part, dogs or cats really don't get into these much. I don't have any problems with that mostly, as long as you put them in areas that aren't like super out in the open. So what you're going to do next is you're going to take your glue board that you just set up, and you're going to go into each room inside your house. Now, I'm in the dining area right now. All I'm going to do is take this glue board, and I've got this little cabinet thing right here. I'm going to put the glue board. Now, this is very important to place these properly. You put it on the ground with a right angle all the way against the wall. Snug like that. See how it is connected right at the corner there? Spiders and all insects, if they're walking inside your house, they're usually going to walk along the crack right there. That's also where a bunch of bugs come into the house, is around cracks under the baseboard like that. So when you have that glue board set up there against the wall, you're putting it in the direct path of any insect or spider that is crawling around your home. When you get to an area like your bathroom, it's the same thing, but just a helpful tip. I like to put my glue boards behind the toilet. So fold them up like this. As you can tell, I've done that a couple times, probably 1,000 times I've set out these glue boards. I think I could beat a world record at it at this point. You fold them up, you set it behind the toilet, just like that. I think behind the toilet is a great place to put glue boards. There's always little pipes like that that come out from the ground. And the toilet always has cracks in it where spiders can creep in through the outside. And the final area, I want you to put glue boards inside the attic of your home. The biology of brown recluse spiders causes them to love attics. They like dry areas and they like hot areas. Most attics are very dry and very hot. You just find an area where you can put this against the wall. This looks like a great area over here. So just based on the size of your attic, just set a couple of glue boards out in there. And the glue boards that are inside your attic are going to be very important in determining if there is a spider infestation. So now after you set up the glue boards, you need to wait about 3 weeks before checking them. That is going to give these spiders enough time to crawl around and get stuck. It's okay to wait longer. I just wouldn't wait more than like a month or two. At some point, these glue boards do get dusty and they won't catch the spiders accurately. Luckily for you, I have already waited 3 weeks, and I'm going to show you what these glue boards have found inside of my home, just to give you an idea of a potential outcome that you're going to see. You're going to gather up all of your glue boards here and take them and pop them open so we can see what's inside of each of them. I have all of my glue boards laid out here, and we have definitely caught some stuff, and it's going to be very important to properly identify what bugs that you have caught. Now, for example, this glue board has caught a bunch of dust. I've shown images of brown recluse spiders throughout this video. In my opinion, they're fairly easy to identify. A darker abdomen than thorax area, and on the thorax where all the legs come out of, they have a fiddle-shaped pattern on their back. That's why they're often called fiddleback spiders. If something looks kind of like it, even if the colors are a little different than what I've shown you, it is probably still a brown recluse spider. And you're going to want to count how many brown recluse spiders you have caught. Now, I'm a pest control professional and I can pretty easily identify these bugs, so I'm just going to do that really quickly. And this glue board, we got 2 earwigs there, a drain fly. I'm not sure what that thing is. That's another earwig, and that is, my friends, a brown recluse spider. On this glue board, we have a tiny earwig and a larger earwig, and just a bunch of tiny little gnats. On this glue board, we have actually a bunch of ground beetles. This board was right next to the front door of my house, and it has a very big crack in it. So we've got ants right there, ground beetles. Interestingly enough, over here, that is a German cockroach. Those are the cockroaches that infest kitchens so terribly, but they do live outside naturally, so I'm not too worried about finding that inside my house. Down there, all shriveled up, that is actually a very tiny brown recluse spider also. Over on this side, we've got a couple more earwigs over here and a couple of ants up there as well. On the next one, there are a couple of earwigs and a brown recluse spider. And actually over here, guys, there are 3 brown recluse spiders. 3 on that glue board. On that side, that's something you want to take note of. If you just see 1 or 2 brown recluse spiders on your glue boards, you're going to be okay. But if you start seeing multiple in a certain area, then that is a reason to get concerned. On this glue board, it's just a bunch of dust and hair and a baby brown recluse spider. I didn't notice that there earlier. That's a crane fly. That's 2 more brown recluse spiders right there next to an earwig and some more earwigs, another brown recluse spider, and a camel cricket. Once you have your glue boards all laid out and you have identified the brown recluse spiders, all you're going to do is just count them. So I'm gonna count mine like it's a prize. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 brown recluse spiders in my house. 10 brown recluse spiders may seem like a lot of spiders, or it may not seem like any. But here's what you need to know about the number of brown recluse spiders you found in your house. First of all, brown recluse spiders are a very common species of spiders throughout the country. Now, some areas have them more than others. Some houses have them more than others, just depending on the environment you're surrounded by. If you live in the middle of a city in a 10-story apartment, you're not going to find any brown recluse spiders. But if you live in a very old house out in the middle of a country surrounded by woods, then you're probably going to have a lot of brown recluse spiders. Finding brown recluse spiders in your house is not the end of the world. There were 10 on the glue boards inside my house. I'm not going to be doing any drastic treatment as a result of this experiment. But guys, my house, it's at least 50 years old. It's an old house. It's got cracks in it, and old houses get more bugs than new houses usually. If you have a house anywhere from 1,000 square feet to 3,000 square feet, and you set your glue boards out over a 3-week period, if you find 10 or less spiders throughout your house, I'm going to go ahead and say that you are totally fine. That is a very average number of spiders. That's nothing to be worried about. If you want to go ahead and just do a general pest control treatment around your house, around the inside or outside, or even just doing some decluttering around your house or around the landscaping can help a lot with getting rid of those spiders. If you have 10 to 20 spiders inside your average size house over a 3-week period, then I'm going to go ahead and recommend doing some kind of treatment. Do not let that many spiders go untreated. It could potentially build into a larger infestation. But if you have set your glue boards out in your home and 3 weeks later you find 20 or more brown recluse spiders inside of your house, then it's pretty safe to say that there is an active population of brown recluse spiders breeding inside of your home. And that's one of the problems with brown recluse spiders, is that they are actually able to infest homes. These spiders are very comfortable living in close range with other spiders. They're not territorial at all. And as you can see in some of these videos, I have found brown recluse spiders in attics only inches away from each other. The other thing about brown recluse spiders is they can go up to 6 months without eating or drinking or doing anything really. These spiders are very passive pests. That's one of the reasons they're called a recluse. They are reclusive in nature, so they like to hide, they like dark places, they like clutter, they don't like to be disturbed, and for that reason, they don't move around very much. And that makes it extremely difficult to treat an infestation of brown recluse spiders, and if you don't get the chemicals or products directly on the spiders, then they are going to be able to survive the treatments. Guys, just to wrap things up, brown recluse spiders, they're one of the most misunderstood pests that I deal with. I hear people say the craziest things about brown recluse spiders. If you guys have any questions about brown recluse spiders or what I did today, please just let me know in the comments. I try to answer all the comments on my long videos here. So thank you guys so very much for watching, and until then, I will see you next time.